So if Trump does actually lose tonight, what will he take from this experience? Will he have enjoyed the chance to get to know the American people better and to make a positive change for conservatism in America? He doesn't appear to think so, according to his most recent appearance on Fox and Friends, which you're going to see in video 11.
You said many times, if I don't win, this is a total waste of time. Here we are, Election Day. We don't know who's going to win. Is that still how you feel?
Even your friend Bill O'Reilly said it's the greatest political phenomena in his lifetime. There's never been a movement. So they said, no, even if you don't win. I said, let me tell you, if I don't win, I will consider it a tremendous waste of time, energy, and money. I'm going to be, sure. I will have spent over $100 million on my own campaign. But no, I will consider it, I will not consider it great if I don't win.
Nobody wants to lose. First of all, he didn't spend $100 million. He's lying about that. But that's a weird way to put it. That it would have just been a big waste. That's basically giving the finger to the people who've supported you.
Yeah.
It's the wrong thing to say, for sure.
It's just the wrong thing. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Think it.
And besides which, think about it. What you're supposed to say is, even if we lose, the fight goes on. Because it's not about me.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about this movement. That's exactly what Bernie Sanders said, because he meant it, right? He's like, look, if it was about Bernie Sanders, he would have given up 40 years ago, right? I mean, it's been wall-to-wall losses for progressives for so long, but he kept on fighting because it's about the movement. It's about ideas that he passionately cares about. For Trump, there are no ideas he passionately cares about. There's hardly any idea up there. If you look inside Trump's brain, it has just one giant sign that says, glows Trump, Trump, Trump. So once the race is over, he's like, what do I care about any of you and the movement or ideology? I flip-flop on my opinions all the time. I don't have an ideology.
Right.
There is no movement. The movement's about me. If I lose, it's over.
And to go back to the sort of the bungler thing, like his inability to, even when he has an opportunity to use it well, as you said, when he opened the third casino and caused them all to fail, we strongly believe that he's going to try to set up some sort of media empire or something like that. Well, this undercuts that. You want to smoothly transition your massive amount of supporters, which he does have, over into watching your shows. But instead, it was just a big waste. It was a waste of time and energy. Who cares? I wasted my time.
Let me, because I saw something this morning. I read the transcript of that whole interview this morning, and it was fascinating because the questions were breathtakingly dumb. Like,
it is Fox and Friends.
Yeah, it is Fox and Friends. But so I was trying to find it again so I could read some of it to you. But Eric Wemple, the Washington Post, has actually pointed it out about how dumb these interviews with Fox and Friends were. He said, whatever the case, now it's time to slow down and appreciate several of the questions that came Trump's way Tuesday morning in the last campaign 2016 mind meld between Trump and Fox and Friends. Enjoy. What is going through your mind right now out of everything you've accomplished, you've been through in your life? You've been front and center really for 40 years. Tell me about this day for Donald Trump. It's a good one.
Zinger.
A couple of weeks ago, it was revealed that part of Hillary Clinton's game plan was that to talk up the polls and make it seem like, show's over, no way you can win. Then, of course, the polls, for the most part right now, are too close to call.
Not exactly.
Ultimately, though, do you think the polls that we've seen over the last week or two, because the pollsters aren't factoring in how many Democrats are going to be voting for you, and also just the gigantic number of Republicans who have turned out to see you, the enthusiasm level, do you think these things pollsters are getting wrong? I mean, again, there's wild misrepresentation of things that are happening. I'm not saying you have to call it over in any way for Hillary Clinton.
And just the basic premise that Hillary Clinton 2 weeks ago was talking up the polls to say that it's over, this has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton. No campaign says, oh, we got this in the bag, nobody needs to worry. Because then your supporters don't turn out. That's such a stupid approach to politics that they believe people that they even think it's possible that a politician would have that. Shows that they don't understand how campaigns work.
Well, it is nice to see that the people at Fox and Friends have learned their lesson from the 2012 polling debacle.
Yeah. Let me hit you with two more. One of them's really quick. A lot of people love you because you're not the establishment and you're not the mainstream media. That was a question.
Right.
And then we appreciate you always interviewing with us. We've always asked Hillary Clinton to do the same thing. Every time we ask you, we ask her. We appreciate you being with us in the morning. So many of your voters are watching and watch Fox. Back in June of 2015, about a year and a half ago, that's when you made the announcement. Right over here, about a block away, you walked down this escalator in Trump Tower with your wife. When you see that video, so much has changed. You've experienced a lot of ups and downs. What do you think about? I mean, it's
rambling.
Again, it's like a question written by Trump's doctor. You know, it's just
Since you're
rambling
so
mess.
fantastic, how do you answer for your fantasticness?
like, you've been fantastic. Thanks for interviewing with us. You got to read your announcement right over here. You walked down an escalator. Your wife, she's super pretty. So, yeah.
It's embarrassing. Anyway, one last thing about this, Arsenio Hall. So, let me explain.
Obviously.
When about a month ago or so, the New York Times got the audio tape of a 5-hour interview that a biographer of Donald Trump had done just 2 years ago, and you can tell in the tapes, and he wrote a whole book about it. Like the number one insecurity Donald Trump has is being called a loser. So now I celebrated that, unsurprisingly, because I was like, I told you, that's his main, Achilles heel. I mean, he's got an Achilles body, okay? He's got a lot of flaws. But his main thing is like, oh, I don't want to be a loser, because secretly I know I am, right? And so the biographer says, anytime I ask him, you hear it in the tapes, like about anything related to winning and losing, like, losers, nah, they're the worst. Nobody likes them. Nobody will even cover them. And he brought up Arsenio Hall out of nowhere. And the biographer's like, Arsenio Hall was very successful, had a hit TV show, was a pop culture phenomenon, came back, did other things. No, loser, can't get his phone call returned, can't make it on TV. He can't, nobody wants him anymore. Nobody wants him anymore. You don't want that, right? And so that's what drives him. So that's why he gives that answer on Fox and Friends, because he thinks, if I lose, oh no, nobody will call me anymore. I won't be able to get a TV job. I'll lose the spotlight, the thing, precious, and that's the thing that he craves the most. That's why he thinks, oh God, what if I lose?
Which is why also, I sort of 5% admire it because I think it's him being honest. Like he's actually revealing something about himself, whether it's intentional or not. Accidentally. Because what he should say to protect his need to be covered is, well, look, I've been saying that the system's rigged, the election's rigged, the media's rigged it, and so if I lose, we're going to look at it and maybe it was stolen from me, because then you're not a loser. That's why he's been advancing that in advance, is that then you were robbed. You didn't lose. And so for the next 5 years, he can go on TV saying, I had the election stolen from me and my supporters, and you can now watch us every day on Trump TV.
But sometimes he is not savvy enough to do that.
Yeah.
He set up that excuse, and so he should deliver it on a day like today, especially as the polls seem to be leaning against him. But instead, he can't help himself. And in fact, that was the ending of the New York Times article about that 5-hour interview. The biographer asked him, why don't you ever do introspection? Like, we've been talking a long time. It seems like you never looked inwards and tried to figure out. And he's like, he literally said, it's because I'm afraid what I might find out about myself. Wow. Oh
What?
my, isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
Okay.
This is therapy for him.
I know. So, and that's what you got here in this interview, which is, God, if I lose, then it was all a waste. It turns out after all this time, I am a loser. You power the Young Turks. We do this all through membership. tytnetwork.com/join. Let's build the media that we can believe in.